Welcome to the first short video in my translated excerpts from the novel Combien de lunes by Laura El Makki. In it you will hear an adapted version of the commentary which you may have received separately from me in file form. Introduction. The residents of a Normandy village are experiencing an eerie night, and we readers are sharing it. Combien de lunes tells the story of an apocalypse where the moon hangs dangerously near to Earth. Laura El Makki prefaces the novel with a quote from Virginia Woolf's The Waves. Everybody seems to be doing things for this moment only, and never again. She goes on to explain that this novel is pure fiction while being very personal. It recounts a night that reveals more than it conceals, and where all is possible. It's a night laden with imagination. I think the writing in this novel is spellbinding. It's evocative and immersive, an auditory and visual experience. We feel the gravitational pull of the oversized moon as a desperate bird struggles to gain height. We see the surface of a stream move in large, graceful arcs, and hear a night's faint melody. A hooting owl, rustling leaves, the darting current with its old familiar noise. We see suspended dust sparkling in the empty air, and hear an echo that dies in seconds. As the village's societal fabric comes unravelled, each protagonist undergoes a new stage of personal development. Certainties begin to crumble as to the status of each character, according to both their self-perception and our perception of them. I isolate three topics here: characterization, community, and what I think Combien de lunes is about. Characterization. Through the use of simile, metaphor, and the evocation of universal experiences, Laura El Makki lets us into her protagonists' inner lives. We wonder at clouds that are like stories, relive the innocent curiosity of pointing at faraway things, and empathize with the universal experience of missing someone who is no longer there. Like any reader, a translator can, and must, look out for clues to character in the author's writing. In this short video, I'll be talking about three characters who are painted especially vividly to me, as a reader who's looking to translate them: Ethel, Jocelyn, and Gautier. The novel is arranged in chapters, each with a single character focus. My own reading of a character is going to be different to the next reader's, but if I can form an impression, it's a testament to the author's skillful character creation. Ethel I imagine to be an articulate, independent person who, in her determination to be self-sufficient, possibly misses out on the things interpersonal relationships could bring her. Her humour is ironic and expresses frustration, I think, and so in my translation I have made her voice alliterative, or consonant, and expressive of the personality I feel she has. Here are 4 illustrative examples. With a squeeze before absconding. Doggedly determined and suddenly sweary. Over the cloth that was fucked now. Knackered, that as well. Jocelyn, Ethel's partner, is stoic and taciturn. There's an undercurrent of violence to his personality. He does have the ability to empathize, though. In a look back at his childhood, it is explained. Jocelyn would wonder what was keeping his mother here, what her life might have looked like somewhere else, far from the cluttered kitchen and mimosa wallpaper. She had learned to keep quiet. As a teenager, he started a fire while sneaking a smoke on the toilet at home. His resulting facial burns caused him to become withdrawn and self-loathing. He's as loathsome as the moon is pure. Jocelyn was handsome when he was young. His mother was determined to see him go to university in America. Does he perceive his disfigurement as having ruined his chances in the wider world? Or did his mother's overfondness and his father's roughness, he'd be better off learning to use his fists, is he a fucking boy or what, shape his gruffiness and diffidence as an adult. Gautier is a 7-year-old boy. His stream of consciousness is clearly a child's. Out on a walk, he muses, "It's cold, the days have got shorter, and there's nothing left in the trees." Gautier likes fact-gathering and has a child's inquisitiveness about the world and the grown-ups around him. As he endeavours to keep up with the grown-ups, he continues to reflect. Rekindles a word he learned at school last week. You can say it about a flame or a memory. And on passing a high garden wall, he reflects, "It's a rampart if you ask him." There's a mortifying moment when Gautier suggests to the adults that the pikeys, who are little, clever, a bit hairy, might be behind the night's power cut. He thinks to himself, "Maybe, while tumbling about, they've broken the electric cables." Community. The initial chapters in the novel are concerned with the building of individual characters, but from chapter 6 on, the focus is on the building of a bonfire while the villagers convene. Themes of community and societal cohesion come to the fore now, via the points of view of Ethel and Jocelyn. Ethel performs her observations of the events with her characteristic wit. The kindling has caught fire, the flames are unfurling. Jocelyn walks around to make them grow, and all arrive from the road. All converge on this glimmer, which, bit by bit, becomes a fire. Sticking to one another, they'll be glued together soon. Further evocative writing now follows, through Ethel's point of view. Ethel watches the silhouettes emerge from between the flames, faces reddened, hands extended to get warm. The kisses exchanged, the ashes aloft, and Jocelyn amidst the specks. Jocelyn, who stares at the blaze, lulled, like the others, by this incredible stillness. Ethel's only real focus as she watches this scene is her partner, Jocelyn. Jocelyn retreated into himself long ago. He regards his neighbour Aldrich as his only friend. Though seeing himself at its margins, Jocelyn knows this community well, and his contemplation of his fellow locals reveals empathy, but also a measure of the exasperation felt by an objective observer from outside. We read his thoughts as he stands by the bonfire. The rule's a simple one, though. Everyone gets a chance to speak, and you have to listen to what each has to say. But that's beyond them all. Everyone ignores the rule. Voices clamour, there's hand-raising, there's swearing, all those voices merging into one enormous one. It's spectacular. He looks closely at the crimson silhouettes, the people taking measure or settling their accounts. The faces look a bit mad. What I think Combien de Lune is about. Societal cohesion functions best when the conditions are favourable. In this one night, the conditions have become unfavourable. The moon is affecting Earth's gravity. There is no sign of morning. Characters evolve as the protagonists grapple with the situation. Hitherto, becoming part of a rural community has sat awkwardly with Ethel. Her unease and longing to develop as a person are voiced through her interaction with Aldrich's wife, Suzanne. Ethel wants to be like other people, and Suzanne, to her, lives the perfect life. She watches Suzanne move among the worried crowd that is gathering at the bonfire, shaking hands and reassuring everyone. To me, both admiration and resentment resonate here. As for Ethel's partner, Jocelyn, he seizes his moment as this disaster unfolds. With Aldrich, he sets out to hunt down a putative culprit, the local witch who is supposedly behind this eerie night. Out in the countryside, in the darkness, Jocelyn accidentally fatally shoots his only friend. This wraps up the brief video commentary. In the second of this pair of short videos, you'll hear an adapted version of the initial chapters of Combien de Lune, translated by me with the above considerations and further ones. in mind. Thank you for watching.